Podcast, WATP.
The show hosted by Matt and Abby. They have 794,000 subscribers on YouTube. 794,000 subscribers. And the description is Unplanned, dives into genuine conversations surrounding relationships and family. The show is hosted by high school sweethearts, Matt and Abby Howard, who live in Phoenix, Arizona, with their 2 boys. Now, I have a question for you right off the bat, Christian.
Yes.
Why the fuck is this show popular?
Well, I think out of all the things you said, it must be the Phoenix angle. People love podcasts set in Phoenix. That's the only thing that makes sense out of all of these.
Do you get a wrong buzzer on your board or something like that?
I got that, but that means there's
that's not even close. That's not even close to the reason why this is popular.
I believe it's called Unplanned because they didn't plan to have kids, and that's how it started. So I think that everybody kind of looks at them and think, there, but for the grace of God, go I. You know, if I didn't have a good pullout game, I could have been Matt accidentally knocking up Abby.
Yeah, and Abby, I don't know what her role is on the show, but she does nothing. She really just absolutely contributes nothing to this show. But the reason why we're watching this today is because actually I picked up on this from Who Are These Socials this week. There were some clips that were put on TikTok that we were checking out because their guest was Shauna Rae. And if you don't know who Shauna Rae is, you're not watching enough TLC. Shauna Rae is a 25-year-old woman who looks like a 10-year-old girl because she had cancer and blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Here's a good introduction.
Lots of funny reasons why she looked like
here's a good introduction to Shauna Rae as they do it on their podcast.
Unplanned, we sat down with the 25-year-old star of the TLC show, I Am Shauna Rae. At just 3 feet and 10 inches tall, Shauna's life has been shaped by her battle with pediatric cancer, which left her with a rare condition called pituitary dwarfism. The condition significantly stunted her growth as a child, and now, as a woman, she faces discrimination.
Well, the real thing she faces is that anyone who dates her is a creep.
Unless it's Mario Bosco.
Right. That would actually make sense somehow.
Oh, that's a dream couple.
That would be perfect because he thinks girls are icky and she's icky. The way he would respond to her would be correct.
What are your views on Gabagool?
Christian, I'm going to let you take over. I know you pulled a bunch of clips. The thing that I wanted to hone in on when we were watching the clips of this, I was blown away by the fact that they act like it's okay to date this woman. Yeah. And that it's society's problem that there's guys who are sexually attracted to her. And it's just like, no, that's horrific that there's guys sexually attracted to her. As I mentioned with Blind Mike, she has all the leverage in the relationship when she's dating a guy because if she dumps him, the next girlfriend they have, they can go to prison for.
Yeah.
So she's just like, you're going to try to find another legal 10-year-old to fuck? Good luck. See how that works out for you.
Oh, man.
It's okay to find her attractive if you're 10 to 12. 13, we'll have to talk about it. But but she dates adult men. And that is the most baffling thing about all of it.
Hold on a second. I got to stop you right there. It'd be a lot worse if she was dating children.
Okay, yes.
Right?
She's 25.
If she was fucking 13-year-old kids.
Yeah, she'd be the creep.
That'd be a problem, too.
But at least we
just goes, can you believe she's dating adults? Like, well, yeah.
It's so gross.
What is this poor woman supposed to do?
I know, it's not her fault. I'm just saying. It's not her fault. She still has her baby teeth, which reminds me of Spinal Tap lyrics.
No.
I swear to God, it's so weird and off-putting.
Well,
but it's not her fault. My point is, the guys that like her should be thrown in prison. Yeah. That's the point I'm trying to make. Christian, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, it starts off really well out of the gate. She has an amazing story about her social media.
Welcome to the Unplanned Podcast.
Yay! Thank you so much for being here.
And I am gonna pause it right away for the visual audience because we can't ignore the fact that her little boots barely reach over to bend over the chair. So she's every bit as small as you might think.
Thank you for being here. I love how your Instagram bio is I listened when my mama told me not to grow up.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
Oh, it was mine. I think I was looking for a stupid bio when the show started because I wasn't on social media. I took a whole social media break. And then when the show came out, and I was looking. I was like 19. I was like, what do I do? I'm short.
Yep.
And my mom was like, you listened to me, to Riley or something. Oh, yeah, I listened. And then I listened when my mama told me not to grow up. And I was like, Mom, look at my thing. And she's like, I like it.
Cool story, bro. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally a story a 10-year-old would tell you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I came up with that. My mom said this thing, and then I wrote that down. And I showed her that I wrote it down.
Yeah, it doesn't help that she has to go, yay, right at the beginning. I mean,
Well, okay, I gotta play a clip for us real quick. Unless you have something else to say about that.
No. The only thing I was going to say, to Chris's point, there's times where she'll say, like, she doesn't say rabbit, she says bunny. So she like talks like a child. So it really doesn't help the overall presentation that she acts like a 10-year-old.
So this is, I guess, what Abby's role is. She starts ball washing right out of the gate with Shauna Rae.
Yeah, you could have just kept it at Patty Schrankle. She's like, no, at the real Patty Schrankle.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, I did that for a reason, but okay, you're cute.
I love how spunky you are.
Oh, thank you.
You have to be so resilient, and I just like, I don't know, you're just so powerful.
don't patronize me.
I'm glad you said that. Because Abby's just like, oh my gosh, you're so spunky, you're so powerful. Which means nothing.
Yeah.
And this is a 3'10".
It's insulting.
Yeah, a girl who weighs 62 pounds. It's so powerful.
By the way, I could have done a supercut of Abby saying, that's so funny. I have probably 4 clips that end with her saying that.
Yeah.
But everything that they say that's complimentary, they're leaving off the part, in parentheses, it's like, for someone so small. It's like, wow, you're really intelligent. You're really outspoken for someone who looks like a 10-year-old. But they don't actually
Shauna actually brings this up after that compliment. And I kind of like that she did this. I don't know if Abby got the message or not.
You're like, for every good thing that happens in my life, like someone's like, oh, like you're so amazing, you're so bright, like there's also a little bit of discrimination behind it. So you have to build that resilience or that like backbone.
Yeah, like when your wife called me powerful just now, I guess that was kind of like you said, it's patronizing.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, you're just like, okay.
Well,
right, thanks. I'm the best.
My next clip builds on that because she wants us to not feel sorry for her. She wants us to know that she can do pretty much anything.
You're two people of me, and I can get on that counter. I can do all the mics. I can do all the lights. I can do anything. It's just going to take me a different avenue, and that's what I feel like able people misconcept when it comes to disabled.
So before we started, I saw you guys setting up all the cameras and turning on the lights. Do you think it would have gone faster if Shauna helped you guys set up in the studio there? Because she can do anything you guys can do.
Would have gone funnier.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Would have had to start streaming sooner. Yeah, she can do anything. She just has to have a different avenue, like a ladder on top of a ladder.
Yes. Yeah, ever since phone books stopped coming to her house, she can't drive. But other than that, she can do anything.
Well, Matt takes this very seriously, and you're going to see a much better rapport build between those two, which is probably why Abby starts talking a lot less, because she started to think like, does my husband want to? No, I can't even finish that thought. But she used earlier, she used an M word. And I did say M as in muh, and he wants to know if it's okay. And just the way that he dances around this word, it's sort of reminiscent of John saying, like, Obama says we can't say the J word anymore, or the R word.
Word munchkin, and I don't know if that's like, I've heard from the show before, or is that not a word you're supposed to say?
So when it comes to stereotyping words, like the MIDGET word, I don't say that.
So if we spell it out, it's okay.
It's fine. Yeah,
that's the thing that I didn't realize.
So with the N word, you just say N word, and with midget, you could just spell it out.
You just spell it out. Yeah, exactly. But my favorite part of the clip isn't her answer. It's just the way he's like, munchkin. Yeah. Oh my God, should I not say munchkin?
As soon as he said it, he's just like, oh shit.
I'm gonna have to change my order at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't even know what to call those things anymore.
Right.
So I think that you guys have been around, and I don't know that much about bourbon, but I think Shauna might know more about bourbon than I do, because they start talking about drinking, and we want to find out what she likes to drink. And I didn't realize that this was a thing.
One though, were you like really looking forward to that? Because as you know,
I think I was, and then the pandemic hit. I turned 21 in quarantine.
Okay.
So I took shots with my dad.
And this is one of the reasons this clip is long, because I need to pause that moment. That there's a lot wrong with her looking like this, saying like, yeah, I would do shots with my dad. I don't feel okay about it, but maybe everybody in the chat.
It was the pandemic, all right? It was a different time.
That's true.
Everyone was doing shots in their living room at 11 a.m. with their dad.
I was inviting tons of M words over to my house during the pandemic. That's true.
First time I've ever seen him drink.
What type of shots were you taking with your dad? Whiskey. What type of whiskey do you like?
Honey whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because, if you're lining up shot glasses on the bar, there's nothing that goes better in a shot glass than honey whiskey. And you just start throwing them back.
I love that. It's just like, listen, I'm not a child. What kind of booze do you like? I don't know, something sweet.
99 bananas.
Yeah. I like a Zima with a Jolly Rancher in it. Why? What do you guys like?
Right. But she started out by trying to act cool, like, I'm into whiskey.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's that, what's that cinnamon one?
Oh,
Fireball?
Fireball, yeah. That's what Mattis used to brag about. Oh, man, I'm really into whiskey. I drink Fireball. That's definitely not whiskey.
Yeah. Fireball may sound tough.
Was that a test that I came up with it so quickly? You were trying to smoke me out on that one. But yes, Fireball. So this is my shortest clip that I have. They talk so much about how smart she is. And I couldn't let this one lay.
so hard against the book bannings and, the segregation of certain things like an LGBT club being.
The segregation. So, yes, I pulled this clip just to be really mean, but to point out the fact that, she's so smart, right?
She can't talk so good, unfortunately.
No. Well, she's got her baby teeth, Carl. Come on, cut her a break.
Listen, I'm not the one calling her out for mispronouncing a word. I've done it, I don't know, a
couple
every
times
show already. Yeah. All right, so this is... They keep dancing around this subject. It comes up early, then it comes up late again, too. They keep talking about, what about the guys who want to date you? Is there something wrong with them? Is that a problem?
And they were like, look, any guy that's interested in you, any person that's interested in you, you have to read into them. Because there's a chance, even at a young age, like they could have a little tingle feeling, that it's about your size.
So her parents go, just so you know, if there's like guys who want to get with you, there's a chance, there's this tiny little chance that they're actually PDF files. And that's what their preference is. No, I'd say it's guaranteed. Am I crazy?
Oy vey. I feel so bad for this woman. She's got so much to look out for.
You gotta get out of here. Come back for the next segment. That's not what this show is.
Come back when we start talking about Opie.
But I feel bad for the guys, too.
Okay, how about this? Do you feel bad for Balin Dupree?
No.
Okay. Balin Dupree has a TV show on TLC, and it's got picked up for the second season. Would she have a TV show if she didn't have Tourette's? No. Unless you wanted to show those tatas. This woman, Shauna Rae, has a TV show on TLC. She's very proud of it. Would she have a TV show if she was just half a foot taller with normal teeth?
No.
What's it called? Is there a short pun in there? There's got to be, right?
Oh, no, it's just called the Shauna Rae Show or something like that. I know. It's disappointing because TLC usually does come up with some funny ones.
They do.
For that. Watch this extremely unnatural edit, and they're laughing about how predators would be into her.
I was like, those are the thoughts that go through my head.
What was the conversation like with your mom and your stepdad about dating?
I feel like when the conversation happened,
there were two edits there where it starts off where they're kind of like laughing a little bit about the kind of guys that would be into her. Then they're just like, okay, we can't leave that in. Let's cut to a serious question and change the mood immediately. But her dad did give her some good advice that I actually agree
Date
with.
Chris Hansen.
and you're probably going to end up with someone who was your friend for a really, really long time, and then they finally decided that they like you. And that's going to be your situation. I was like, well, that's boring.
That's a very good point. You don't want a guy who the first time they see her goes, oh, I need to get with this. Right? That's like Adam Carolla talks about the Boy Scout troop, and they're like, all right, who wants to take the kids camping this weekend? The guy who shoves his arm up in the air immediately is
under arrest.
Yeah, exactly. You want the guy who shrugs and goes, I was going to watch the game on Saturday. Yeah. Fuck. Fine. So I think that the dad's saying, no. If you want to date someone, let's make sure they're not trying to be creepy with you for the first 3 or 4 years. And then maybe, because pedophiles, they can't hold out that long.
No.
They just can't. So if you give them enough time, they'll
2 years they'll
show
hold
their true
out, but they
colors.
can't make it to 3. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm told, Carl. Yeah.
So they're talking about this guy who is into her who lives in England.
And so when I was talking to him, I was like, look, would you want to be on a television show with me and go on some dates? Because, like, we were kind of interested in each other. And, you know, he was like, well, I'm in England. I was like, I can get you here if you want to go on some dates.
Okay. If you are flying across an ocean to go on dates with a girl who looks like she's 10, if I'm England, I'm not letting them back into the country. Yeah. Right?
But they're really good friends.
Yeah, they're really good friends. They're going to go on some dates together. So there's this guy named Dan who I think she was seeing in season 1.
Yeah, in the
of her
context
show.
of the interview, it's clear that that's somebody she dated on camera, and it eventually ended because he read the feedback online that called him a pedophile, and he didn't appreciate it.
Well, and so TLC paid for his therapy.
Yeah.
He had to go to see a therapist about it. But the way they talk about it, I think what really happened is he was found out. And TLC was like, oh, we can't have this. We can't have it come out that this guy who was dating Shauna Rae then gets arrested for pedophilia. That would be very bad for us. So this was their approach.
Literally being told she can't speak to you because if this goes sour for you, then it's sour for TLC. And, you know, I think they just never wanted to attach with the word pedophile.
Yeah.
And
Why would you?
I told him, I was
Smart.
like, look, if you go out there in the world, just don't say the word. The minute you say the word is the minute everyone in the internet's going, oh, he said it, he is it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And he's, fucking a girl who looks like she's 10. But also, he says the word.
Also, he
that's
says
connect some
what
dots.
he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I'm frankly surprised they didn't give him a show.
Right. Yeah. That would be interesting.
Well, she comes around to having her boyfriend. I didn't know if you were going to go there next, Carl, but
No, go for it.
Yeah, the boyfriend gets to meet her mom, and she talks a little bit about what that meeting is like.
it was like, basically like, okay, how well are you doing in life? Like, what do you want from my daughter? Like, I'm like, do you want his bank statement, basically? His middle name is this. Like, what do you need?
Yeah.
She's like, I need to know that he's, like, stable. I'm like, Grandpa already did a background check.
And just to quickly put a chaser on that, I think that the reason why Mom had so many questions is this revelation.
Came into me not knowing who I was. He just found me on Instagram and was like, she's pretty.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The reason why they ask, like, what do you do for a living? Do you make some money? Is because they don't want him posting nudes of her on the dark web.
Yeah, at least not right away.
Right. I mean, you could make some money off of creeps with this woman, I'm guessing.
That's a fifth date thing, Chris. You got to work up to it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, the revenge porn doesn't set in right away. So yeah, obviously the questions are, they don't care so much about like, well, do you have a 401k? They want to know, okay, you found her on Instagram. Why? Why
Yes.
were you looking for her? Why did you find her and think, I'm going to message this girl? So
My daughter is not sexually attractive. Sorry, Sean, I didn't mean for you to hear that. There's no way you can be sexually attracted to my daughter. She's a freak show. Why are you here? Thanks, Dad.
They conduct the interview on a playground just to see how distracted he is.
That's a good call. They're like, can we see what kind of van you drive? Actually, I don't drive a van. Okay, that's a good start. We're off to a good start.
yeah, let's just Netflix and chill. Have you seen Cuties?
Oh, boy.
So the one thing that Abby does is that she does bring up, and I think that you might have had this clip on WATS, but it's important to point out that the boyfriend is actively dating her, but his identity remains secret.
Right.
You keep your boyfriend's identity private, and I didn't know if it was because of a previous bad experience with an ex-boyfriend or if his wishes or why you chose to navigate it that way.
It's honestly, I mean, neither one of us care if his face is out there. I more worry because he has a nice work job.
And this is me making fun of
work
her.
job?
Yep.
It's one of those work jobs.
That's the quick
She
pause.
likes play jobs.
It's a nice one.
She has a play job, but he has a work job, Abby.
I don't want anything going bad to the job.
Yeah.
The job knows who I am. They know what I do for my living. They love me. They sent
So where does he work that all these people love the fact that he's dating this girl who looks like she's 10?
Well, also, she purposely misses the point because she's talking about like, yeah, the work might not really like that he is dating me because, I'm in television. No. That's not the reason at all. It's not about your job.
Right. Yeah. It's like, you might not like the fact that I'm dating O.J. Simpson because you're not a Bills fan. No, that's
Right.
not really the problem.
Yeah,
We're afraid he's
that's
going to
not
cut
the
your head
issue.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably some really fun banter. I'm thinking that Matt could actually go ahead and ditch Abby and they could have a fun show together. This banter, it's not as good as you and Blind Mike, Carl, but
Sure.
this is some top-notch banter.
Hey, it's not about looks.
Yeah.
You're going to get old.
Yeah.
You're going to get ugly. You're going to get grouchy. You're going to get crotchety. And so you have to love that crotchety humor. And
Crotchety? I've never heard the word crotchety before.
crotchety, it's like
Like an old person.
it's like grouchy and like, kind of, I don't know. It just, I just smell mothballs when I think about it.
That's great. I don't know how old this guy is, but he's never heard the word crotchety in his life. But this
But I like when she tries to describe it.
yeah, well, it's just wait a minute. I don't know what it means either.
Missing scene running through her head.
Right. Yeah.
She blanks out a few things. I didn't pull the clips. I didn't want to make fun of her like you do, Christian.
You know what? It's okay because my 7-year-old daughter's really short too, so I'm allowed to make fun of this girl. Yeah. It's
Okay,
fine.
perfect.
Yeah.
Because there's this group she works with that she's all proud of this work she does. And she's like, it's democracy something. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's not good. But maybe the brain stopped growing too. Maybe that's the issue that we're having.
Whiskey will stunt your growth.
Let's talk about how dumb Matt is, real quick, if you don't mind.
Please.
So she's talking about Europe and how things are different in Europe, where it's less about violence, but they're also more free with their bodies and sexuality, and you can drink at a younger age, and there aren't as many taboos as there are in the States. And for some reason, this Matt fella has never heard of this before.
They showed a lot of like the body, like nude. And
Wait, what do you mean?
nude, like no clothes, like shower commercials.
In
It was-
Europe, that was a thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very common knowledge. Like, you can go to Italy and see boobs on TV as a very young kid.
What?
Yeah. I was like, you've never seen the movies? Like, we get to see boobs on TV.
He doesn't know about this?
Who is the dumbest person on the show?
I'm trying to figure it out. Abby's just trying to fool us by not talking.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she might be a candidate, but he's never heard of naked news or something. So then his pea brain pieces together why that would be acceptable in Europe.
Maybe it's more of a celebration there. Like I know in the Renaissance, you have all
Yeah.
these sculptures of naked. I mean, look at like the statue of David, right? That's in Italy, right? I mean, maybe there they celebrate the body more, so it's less.
And then you have
taboo.
in America.
Yeah, it's because of the statue of David.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. I love that this idiot thinks of that as like pornography. He's like, oh, because of the statue of David, so now they can be topless on Italian television. Right.
Or
Got it.
bottomless.
Got it.
Well, Carl, it's
Stupid.
pornography if Matt's ever jerked off to it. So the statue of David apparently applies.
Good point. Let's real quick. I want to get into her religion. She talks about her religious beliefs and how she was brought up, and I thought this was fascinating.
But I grew up on a very religious aspect, like take and choose what you want from each religion, you know?
Okay.
You don't have to just be Christian. You don't have to be Catholic. You don't have to be Muslim. You don't have to be Jewish. You can be your own person. And that's okay. You don't have to follow religion 100%.
That's absolutely not how religion works at all.
I'm a Potluckian.
That's so ridiculous. Like, I like these 3 pages from the Quran and a dozen or so pages.
I'll take some of this.
Old Testament. Yeah, it's retarded.
Most people take the Vegas buffet approach to their spirituality, Carl. And it's not just her. So one of the things that they keep talking about is all these tests that she'll put somebody through when she's dating them. And she talks about the physical test. And she thinks that the physical test proves one thing to her. I think the rest of us are going to feel that it proves that this person has a problem because they're okay with these things.
You've said that a lot. You said like there's a physical test. What's the physical test?
So the physical test is when I'm out in public with them and we're being affectionate. And you get stares. And how you deal with that. Do you get mad and explode? Because I don't want that. Do you laugh at it? That's good. Or do you get shy and embarrassed and let go of my hand? And that's bad.
Okay.
So the physical test is like the physical boundaries, you know?
Okay.
Will you hold my hand at the zoo? Will you like
zoo.
canoodle? And, like,
How long can you take me for a piggyback ride?
Will you find me in the ball crawl when I get buried?
Are you going to buy me
Hold my hand at the zoo.
and
Jen,
did
you were 25 once. Is that what you and your boyfriends used to do?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Did you buy me a children's ticket at the zoo? I watch for everything. Yeah.
like cuddle me, like, or are you gonna treat me like your child? And the emotional test is going through that emotionally and figuring out, can you handle it? Like,
Yeah.
So it's the question of, can you handle treating me like your girlfriend or treating me like your child? But the real problem is, I guess, the guys who treat her like both.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, making out with a chick in a booster chair is not a good look. And I can see why a guy would be uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah. You want to get kicked out of Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, that'll do it very
Oh my God,
quickly.
I'm picturing like when Stewie Griffin is on a date with an adult woman on Family Guy. This is what I'm picturing their
Right.
dates to look like.
All right, so this is actually going back to what you're playing. This is something else they talk about as far as when people do stare and think like, oh, that guy's a pedophile.
that's the thing about the pedophile predator comments. Like, you just have to laugh it off.
Oh, yeah. It's so silly. You think I'm dating a predator just because he's into me? Oh, gosh. You guys.
I do like the way she says predator, by the way, also. So that goes back to me making fun of the way she says things.
So I
go ahead.
thought up the greatest sting operation idea ever. You get her to set up an OnlyFans account. Okay? Then the FBI gets to search the hard drives of every single person who signs up for OnlyFans. We could be rid of pedophilia. Now, there'll be a problem with understaffing at schools, but we could get rid of pedophilia with this idea. Who's with me, Christian?
I mean, I think it sounds like, look, I got kids. I want them to be safe. I want those people out of the schools. So sign me up, Carl.
Did you hear the part? I don't know if you pulled the clip about how she has to have all of her boyfriends tested for STDs.
Yeah, I have a different part of her relationships, but yeah, they all need to be tested. And I mean, it was actually something I hadn't thought about. She's like, well, I'm this little, my body is actually very difficult. Is very delicate is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's a lot of that. But that actually ties directly into.
You could literally fuck her to death, Christian. She's concerned that she's gonna get fucked to death.
Well, and that actually ties in. It's almost like we rehearsed this, Carl, because Matt asked a question that ties directly into that, which I hope this is the creepiest thing that's ever come out of his mouth.
With a smaller body due to the disability that you have, you probably have to be very careful, you know, if you're sexually active, to make sure that you're protected, right? Like to make sure that, because like you just said, if you were to get pregnant, it could kill you. How do you protect yourself? How do you make sure that you like don't end up in a situation where, yeah, I guess you could literally die, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I use contraceptive, of course. That's number one.
That ISO is Abby. This whole, it's like about an hour and 15 minutes of them actually talking. Everything that she says in her head, she's thinking, yeah.
I got to be honest. I understand the problem here because I'm used to coming on the tits, and if there's no target for me, I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. Shit, I never pulled out.
I wasn't wearing socks. What am I going to do with this? Yeah. So there's all that, and the last clip that I have, actually, I have two clips that tie into the interview. I have one more that ties into the interview, and then one from the show. So I don't even have the answer for this. I think this just shows how difficult it is for Matt to tap dance around the fact that this girl looks this way.
Super careful with how I ask this question because, like, I respect you so much,
Just
and
ask it.
you're totally like, I'm so impressed by you just with everything you faced and how you've come out on top and how you've been confident and, you know, really been. I think you're like a voice for people that are minorities. You're a voice for people that have disabilities. It's really cool to see you,
Thank you.
do what you've been doing and being on the show on TLC. I guess the question I want to ask is, how do you approach this whole dilemma of you're clearly a very smart, very intelligent adult woman. You're 25 years old, so you have the intellect of an adult woman. You have like everything about you is an adult woman, but physically you're on the younger side.
So he clearly didn't hear her say segregation earlier. So, so
clearly very intelligent.
Who can isolate what his actual question is? Because he spoke for about 45 seconds, and I'm not sure what he actually asked. It was a lot of like, and she's just like, I don't know how to ask this question. She's like, well, just ask it, and he can't. He just can't do it. So,
I think he wants to ask how big her vagina is.
Yeah, can I see your pussy?
What are the most number of fingers you've had in there at once? Not baby fingers.
No. Yeah. Like, look, I'm gonna start with my pinky, obviously. All right, let's not be crazy here. The last thing I have from this show, it doesn't have to do with her. It has to do with how great these two are at podcasting. Now, Carl, I assume you noticed that there is one person doing all the live reads for this show. Abby's not involved. And it must be because Matt just looks so natural. Look, if this is an audio-only podcast, I don't care that he's doing this. But in the clip that I have a little snippet, and he's got he's got this arm microphone that we see right now, but he's holding it. And he is not having a natural conversation, which is what they asked for.
You could tell he needs to bang out a bunch of ad reads. They have a lot of sponsors on the show.
Yes, they do.
And it always switches to him in a different room, holding onto a mic, looking at his phone. Yeah, and this product is fantastic.
Gerber.
So here he is doing both of
Your
them.
own ritual. Just 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. And you can choose from Liquid IV's flavors that are sugar-free, like raspberry lemonade, white peach, and rainbow sherbet. I honestly have not tried a flavor that wasn't good. Every single one has been amazing. I'm biased to the cotton candy. That one is absolutely incredible. Embrace your ritual with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV.
And we don't need to have him give the promo code, but I just like that he's just like got it this close to his face. I mean, this guy does not know how to do a live read. Now, I've seen some live reads for a great product called Magic Mind. Now, those are good live reads, but this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
MagicMind.co, baby.
Seamless.
You got it. All right. That was a nice alley-oop that we just had right there. I have one more clip, and they're talking about, so her current boyfriend, they're hiding his identity. Anytime they post on social media, they cover up his face, and we don't know what he looks like. And she goes, it's because of his job, but his job loves her, so that didn't make a lot of sense. I wasn't sure about that. But then this is an example of everyone knowing what's going on, but no one wanting to say it.
I just don't want him to be labeled something and him not be my partner forever. At this point, unless I'm marrying him or spending the rest of my life with him, his face isn't going to be shown. Because if we break up tomorrow, his face being out there, his life is still ruined. It's still different, and that's not fair to him.
There's Abby again.
Great stuff, Abby.
Yeah.
So she literally just said his life is ruined.
Yeah.
Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
Yes.
If you date this girl and break up with her. So again, the point at the very beginning that you made, Carl, is she has all the power. You can't break up with this girl.
Because your life will be ruined.
Yeah.
And they're all just like, oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's a fucking pedophile. That's why.
She's like, we don't want him to get labeled. Yeah, what kind of label would that be? Oh,
Right,
something funny.
You know those files that you can't edit real easily? The other thing she talked about, and I thought you had it in one of your clips, so I didn't grab it, but she talks about how she doesn't like the word midget because that's a word that harkens back to freak show days.
Yeah, she spelled it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went, oh, okay, freak show days. This is a woman who's on TLC.
Yeah.
TLC has all the hoarders and animal hoarders, Balin Dupree. I was looking through the My Strange Addiction people that have been featured on TLC.
Oh, yeah.
You have a woman who eats toilet paper, a woman who eats detergent, a woman who eats her couch cushion. There's a woman married to a doll. There's a woman who chews dirty diapers. She's like, I don't want to be like a freak show. You've given up that right as soon as you sign up for TLC, I would say.
Sign up. Good for her.
This is their guy's website. Let's get back to Unplanned. The boring ass podcast that's popped. By the way, that episode that we were just checking out has 480,000 views, which is a lot more than usual. Usually they get around 100,000, 150,000. So that did very well. If you go to unplannedpodcast.com, this website is weird. So it's a e-commerce site. And the only thing you could do is go to this page or go to the shopping page. And it says shop now. They have sweatshirts that say, "What's up, dudes?" This must be something that they say on the show. So you've just seen the entire page. It just shows this sweatshirt, What's Up Dudes. If I go to click on shop, featured products.
Oh, boy.
And that's it. Just a $40 What's Up Dudes hoodie. It's the only thing you could purchase.
I hope he's like, wow, how come I didn't come up with that?
There's nothing else going on this website. That's it. What's up, dudes?
I think
What's
the
wrong with these two?
WATP shop should start selling a $35 hoodie that says "What's up, dudes," just to see if we can eat away at the market here.
It's a good call. I'm thinking 38 because I'm a little more greedy.
That's a great point.
Yeah, let's not get crazy there.
Who are these pies?